geometricians. I'm just kidding, I don't think that's a thing. Mathematicians that do geometry. Nice to have you here today. We're going to do 2-3. Part 3. Conditional statements. It's pretty short notes, and then there's a pretty quick practice. Okay, so first thing we did was our definition of biconditional. So that's our last vocabulary word with conditional statements is biconditional. And for a biconditional statement, that is an if-then statement. So like what we've been working on, the if something, then something. That goes both ways. Okay, so words we use for that is if and only if. So you're going to see that in the middle of the sentence. You might see this weird looking if, but it's just IFF, and it just stands for if and only if. So if we don't want to write the whole if and only if out, we might just write if. And then with symbols, we would use arrows going both ways. Okay, so we have 3 examples. Example number 1 is an angle is right. If and only if. It measures 90 degrees. Just right here, I guess. Ignore that bell. Oops. Alright, so we're going to determine the truth value of this. So to determine the truth value, we are going to think about both directions. So we're going to start with the angle is right. So we know if we have a right angle. So if we have a right angle, then, we use that arrow for the then part, then does that mean it's 90 degrees? So if I tell you to draw a right angle, does that mean you have to draw an angle at 90 degrees? Yep, you would, so that's true. Okay, and then we flip it. We do the converse. Remember, converse means we switch places. So if I had a 90-degree angle, I see a 90-degree angle. Can I just call that a right angle? Yep, that's true. So this is an if and only if. So this goes back to our logic. For an and statement to work, both statements have to be true. In this case, both statements are true. So our truth value for the overall biconditional is true. All right, number 2. You will get an A on the test. And we're going to do the if. You still read that as if and only if. You get a 94%. Alright, so we want to look at it both ways. So the first way is just the way I always look at it, just the way it's written. So I'm going to start with the A. So if you get an A, then you got a 94%. So if Miss Sawyer or I told you you got an A on your test, could you just assume that you got a 94%? Or would you maybe get a different percent? And the answer is you could have gotten a different percent. You could have gotten a 94.5% or a 95% or maybe a 97%. So this is false. So automatically we know that we're going to get a false answer here. Because remember, for an and statement, it has to both be true. But let's just look at the other way just to make sure. Or not to make sure, just to expand our brains. I don't know. If I get a 94%, okay, Ms. Sawyer tells you, you ask, how did I do on my test? Ms. Sawyer says, you got a 94%. Can you assume that you got an A? Or would a 94% be a different letter? And according to our Apollo grade scale, you would be getting an A. So that part is true. So even though we have a false and a true, our overall is false. And we need a counterexample. And the counterexample is going to show why this part would be false. So you could get an A with a 95%. Okay, so that's showing how we could get an A still, but that doesn't mean we have 94%. All right, last example is number 3. And then that is it for notes today. It is a school day. I'm just going to practice using this. This would go in the middle. Normally we use it like A and then a B, but that's okay. And you're at Apollo. Okay. So if we do a school day, we know it's a school day. So if it's a school day, then does that mean that you are at Apollo? So is there any school days where you might not be at Apollo? You might be on a field trip. You might be at a digital learning day. You might be sick. So this is false. So we know right away that our full answer is going to be false, but let's check the other one. If you're at Apollo, does that mean it's a school day? So every time you're at Apollo, does that automatically mean it's a school day? Well, if you've ever come in on the weekend, that's not true. So that is also false. So when both are false, our answer is false. We just need one counterexample. So we can choose either one. You could say false. It could be a school day and you're distance learning. Or you could say you're at Apollo on a weekend. Okay, so false. I'm going to do you're at Apollo on Saturday for Math League. Ooh, speaking of Math League, y'all should join Math League. It'd be super fun. All right, so that's the practice today, and then the notes today, and then the practice is in Schoology. Bye.